In a recent CNN interview, Borders Czar Tom Homan reaffirmed that Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) will not allow safe havens for individuals posing public safety or national security threats, even in traditionally protected locations such as schools and churches. While emphasizing that such operations are not standard practice, Homan stated that ICE will act when necessary, particularly in cases involving gang activity.
On what you said earlier about your big priority right now is deporting public safety threats and national security threats. How does changing the ICE policy that allows agents to conduct arrests and enforcement at churches and schools help with that?
There's no safe haven for public safety threats and national security threats. People say, well, were you really going to a high school? Well, people need to look at the MS-13 members and Agua members who entered this country, a majority between the ages of 15 and 17. Many are attending our schools, and they're selling drugs in the schools, and they're doing strong arm robberies of other students. So we not go into schools or hospitals as a matter of practice, but if it's a significant public safety threat or significant homeland security threat, there's no safe haven. We'll go where we need to go to take them off the street.
But you obviously are someone you've been working on the border for years, sir. I mean, you got an award from President Obama for people who don't know watching. And you also, have worked through these administrations. This was the policy that's been in place, I believe, since 2011, and it wasn't changed before. I mean, do you have any reason to believe that elementary schools or churches are harboring, these violent immigrants who are here illegally?
Like I said, when the circumstances arise, we got a national security threat, a significant public safety threat, we're going to go where we got to go, whether it's a school, a church, or a hospital. The national security is important. And look, name another law enforcement agency. Does the FBI have those requirements? No. Does DEA have those requirements? No. So I shouldn't have those requirements either. We have a national security responsibility. We're going to take those people off the street. If it's out of school, that's what we're going to do. Again, it takes a lot to get approval to go into school or church. But if there's a national security threat, we're going.
Homan pointed to MS-13 and other gang members, many of whom are minors, as examples of criminals operating within schools, engaging in drug sales and violent crimes. He defended ICE's policy change, arguing that other law enforcement agencies, such as the FBI and district attorneys, are not restricted from acting in sensitive locations. If it's a significant public safety threat or a national security threat, there's no safe haven, Homan stated. This policy shift follows the Trump administration's decision to revoke 2011 guidelines that limited ICE enforcement in locations like schools, hospitals, and places of worship. Supporters argue that eliminating these restrictions is crucial to preventing criminals from exploiting such areas as sanctuaries. Critics, however, worry about the potential for overreach, the impact on community trust, and the ethical implications of law enforcement actions in sensitive locations. The debate highlights the ongoing tension between immigration enforcement, public safety, and civil liberties, with both sides weighing the necessity of security measures against concerns over privacy and community trust.